good, glorious morning. I'm Kelsey Wilkes, and I'm your worship associate today for our combined Puff and Granite Peak service. While the heat drove us from Willow Lake, we are glad to be here, and we extend a warm welcome to all of you here in the sanctuary and everybody on Zoom as well. It's a joy to share this service with Meg Borman, Jerry, I'm going to screw up your name, Matiatos? Am I close? Matiatos. I was pretty close. Thank you. And to hear from Robert Shegog. As Unitarian Universalists, our individual fellowship and congregation work to live out the same principles in our lives, working for social justice as we face and resist oppression in our community and in our nation. We work in consort with one another as gardeners, protesters, parade marchers, and Empty Bowls co-sponsors. Let us rejoice as we gather and acknowledge that these lands that we love and protect are the ancestral land of the Yavapai people. Both our UU communities are very busy places, and you can find announcements on the Puff and Granite Peak websites. Please see your order of service, and I'm not going to announce anything else.
This morning, we join Unitarian Universalists from around the world in the tradition of lighting our chalice. May the light of this flame kindle kindness in us all, even in moments of fear and hate. Let us seek truth, be leaders and followers, givers and takers. We are studies in contrast. We are part of the interdependent web of all existence.
I'm going to give you these words of gathering that I got from Robert. The Holy Spirit, sustainer of life, spoke to humanity saying, "Before I formed you in the belly of your mother, I knew you. I set you apart. You were appointed for special work, a work void of fear, and yet you hesitate. Your greatest fear is not that you are inadequate, but that you are more powerful beyond measure. It is your light, not your darkness, that most frightens you. You ask yourself, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God, and you have the right to be here. No less than the stars and trees, you have been ordained to be here. Be at peace with God, whatever you conceive them, her, him to be. It is a wonderful world. Strive to be beautiful and happy. This is your right since your birth. Your plain small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightening about shrinking so others won't feel insecure around you. We're all meant to shine. We're born that way. It's not in some of us, it is in all of us. And as we let our light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our fears, our presence liberates others. And now we will listen to the Spirit as it moves Meg this morning.
Good morning, everybody. It's like my favorite passage of anything that she just read. So true. All the beautiful people I know, most of them play it small. I see a lot of people playing on the large stage, really big, and they're not the ones I want shining as much usually. So, oh, I gotta take off my earring. So anyway, I thought we were gonna be outside, so I had to do a song that you could easily learn to sing along with me. This is a song I wrote last December. It's called New Song. Because all my songs, no, it's actually quite difficult in the band. Let's play the new song. So this song, you'll see, it's a celebration of how everything changes. And let's let it go. Your part goes like this. Deedle, 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 dum, dum, dum. Try that. And the second half goes, deedle, 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 do. Hip, hip, hooray, the sun is shining today. Give thanks and sing a new song. And oh, I know there's so much to let go, and still so much that's already gone. Oh, here we go. Deedle, 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 dum, dum, dum. It's a little fast, huh? Deedle, 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 doo. Try it again. Deedle, 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 dum, dum, dum. Look out your door, there's a never-ending war. People with hearts and minds are raging. And oh, I know there's so much to let go, and still so much that's worth saving. Oh, dee-lee-lee-lum-dum-dum. Dee-lee-lee-loo. And we look such a sight, holding on with all our might to what we think we thought that we once knew. Caterpillar, butterfly, we all are born to die, and die, and die, and die, and live anew. Ha-cha! Dee-lee-lee-lum-dum-dum. Oh. Dee-lee-lee-loo. Oh. Dee-lee-lee-lum-dum-dum. Look in your mind, you never know what you might find. Maybe like me, your hearts are raging. And oh, I know there's so much to let go, and still so much that's worth saving. Oh, dee-lee-lee-lum-dum-dum. Dee-lee-lee-loo. And we look such a sight, holding on with all our might to what we think we thought that we once knew. Caterpillar, butterfly, we all are born to die, and die, and die, and die, and live anew. Ha-cha! Dee-lee-lee-lum-dum-dum. Oh. Dee-lee-lee-loo. Dee-lee-lee-lum-dum-dum. Dee-lee-lee-loo. Thank you, Beatlers.
Oh my, there's nothing like Meg, is there? So I am pleased, actually thrilled to introduce my friend Robert Shegog for our homily. Robert is a friend to us all. If you don't know Robert, you will soon. He is the author of Wrestling with the Truth. Please see the insert in your order of service for information about Robert's book signing and talk at the Peregrine Bookstore in Prescott later this month. Robert?
I need to get set here. And I don't know if this is going to work.
Grab Meg's earrings.
I have props. Um, One of the hardest things that I will do is to follow Meg Borman. Probably not wise. Okay. Before we start the service, we're going to have a couple of commercials. The first one is Go to GA. Go to GA. For those of you that don't know, GA stands for General Assembly, and it's the national gathering of UUs all over the United States. If you had been at the last GA, which I was, you may have heard things that would inspire you. Some of the things that inspired me, I wrote down. Ordinary and normal isn't. If you have a partner, you cannot give up because your partner is depending on you. Find your partner. We cannot do this alone. We're in this together. Dream big, fail often. I'm going to say that again. Dream big, fail often. And the last one I'm going to use is, oh, no, got two more. We all have scars, and we are proud of our scars because they mean that we are survivors, that we are tough, and we have a story to tell. We're more powerful than ourselves. Did you look at my script? In the Black church community, when you hear something that resounds with you, people shout, amen. Sometimes they even talk to the speaker. And when you hear something that's really good, they toss their shoe towards the front. Now, shoes are very valuable personal items. When I was a child, I wore flip-flops or I went barefoot during the day. I had everyday shoes that were just for school. And then I had Sunday school shoes that were just for Sunday. So I'm going to request that you keep your precious shoes on. And if you hear something that resounds with you, simply nod your head or smile. Thank you. There's a popular human kindness commercial where a young girl is encouraging her brother not to give up. She reminds him that he's a winner who has good on the inside, that he's a champion, a star, and that he shows up every day. He has a seed inside of him ready to bloom. This spring in the faith development classes, we talked to our children about the parts of a seed, how they travel through the air, they attach themselves to our clothing, and they show up in the scat of animals that eat them. The exterior of the seed is called the coat, which protects the real meat of the seed. And when the seed has been transported to fertile soil, they shed their coat and start to grow. Other than the coat, plants have many other ways to protect themselves. The ponderosa pines, the yellow belly and blackjack, have coats that are 1/3 to 1/6 of an inch thick. These trees have been around for over 6,000 years, and they have survived fires by dropping their lower branches to protect the canopy branches at the top. The ponderosa also have very thick roots that dig deep into the soil, and they spread more than 75 feet away from the tree. Those roots keep the younger trees from growing near the parent tree. Like plants and trees, we have developed ways to grow and protect ourselves so that we can bloom. We build our toolbox, which includes items, people, methods, to do our special work here on earth. As we are faced with challenges in our lives, we go to our toolbox to survive. Not just to survive, but to thrive. William E.B. Du Bois stated, "Now is the time, not tomorrow, to do our work. It is today that our best work can be done." Those of you who have read The Wrestling with the Truth know about the resiliency in my life. That ability to bounce back was learned from my single parent mother, who was knocked down many times, but always got back up. Lessons from my coaches and teachers who instilled in me the "yes, you can" attitude. We are like seeds. It is our time to do our work that is presented to us in our lives. To do that work, we need the ability to evaluate where we are, who we are, and to assess our skills. When I am faced with a problem, there are a few books in my toolbox that I use to gather my thoughts and plan my action. Teachers spend 55 minutes a day or more with children. That is more time than most parents spend with their children. So to have a good adult role model, I turn to The Measure of Our Success by Marian Wright Edelman. Miss Edelman is the founder and first, toss it away, is the founder and first president of the National Children's Defense Fund. She graduated from Spelman College, where she is also on the Board of Trustees and on the Board of Trustees at the Yale Law School. She's the winner of numerous national awards. One of my favorite passages from this book is, I quote, "It is the responsibility of every adult, especially parents, adults, and religious leaders, to make sure that children hear what we have learned from the lessons of life and hear it over and over and over again, that we love them and that they are not alone. Too many young people of all colors and all walks of life are growing up today unable to handle life in hard places, without hope, without adequate attention, and without a steady internal compass to navigate them through the muck and mire that they must travel to reach adulthood." Within our congregation, we have members who are helping our youth, like Big Sister Bobby Bollinger, David and Sandy DeVille. They're not here, but I know, if you know David, he is like a people person. All you have to do is say it. All you have to say to him is hello, and he'll carry the conversation from there. Okay, our justice service team, and in the book that Marian states also that there is no easy answer to the continuing dilemma of education and race in America. The bottom line, however, is to believe in yourself and not let anybody of any color limit or define your soul or undermine your acceptance and love inside of you as who you are. When I have been criticized in my life, I try to examine the comments and see if they have any foundation. And if I cannot find a foundation, then I take a quote from the Bible an incident when Jesus sent out his disciples in groups of 2 to preach into the villages. And if they were met with hostility, they were instructed to leave the village. And as they leave the village, kick the dust off their shoe so they don't even take the dust from that village. My mother used to say to me lots of things, but one of the things that she used to say to me was, don't let anybody steal your joy. When you wake up in the morning, the fact that you've gotten up, that you've survived the night, that's a joy. And you have to carry that joy with you all day long. And if you run into hostile people, toxic people, vote with your feet and simply walk away. Also, I've turned to another book by Terry Cole Whitaker. It's called What You Think of Me Is None of My Business. In this book, she tells the reader to say goodbye to toxic people and old assumptions and say hello to a newer, happier you. You have the God-given right to be happy, to be wealthy, and successful. You are a dynamic person in your own right, working on your own path towards self-awareness. With self-awareness comes the desire to make others aware of social needs. We reach out to our community through our social justice program, the Green Team, and our community gardens. When we reach out, not always are we met with a friendly smile or people who agree with us. When I have met and had to deal with people who had strong disagreements with me, I turned to Herbie Cohen. This is a story about his book about his life, but he was known as the greatest negotiator. His idea was that everything is negotiable, everything. He worked with corporations and unions and the national government, working to come to peace agreements. He also developed the idea of the theories of win-win, win-lose, and lose-lose. My favorite statement from him is, and I quote, "If you must walk on thin ice, you might as well dance." To me, these words mean that I need to be taking risk in my life. I need to be doing something every day or every week that makes me just a little bit uncomfortable. If I'm not doing that, then I'm not really living. I'm just existing. The next book in my toolbox should be replaced, but I like the feel of it. And I've highlighted several pages and I refer back to it. It is called Born to Win by Muriel James and Dorothy Jungwirth. It keeps me in touch with my adult, child, and parent ego state. And it gives examples of how those ego states play out in life. If you've been watching the national news, you've been able to see a child ego state every time Trump is on the news. And as you recognize these different ego states, then you can say, oh, that's the child in you, or that's the adult in you, or that's the parent in you. And then that gives you a perspective of how to deal with people in your life. One of the books that I often read is called If Life is a Game, These Are the Rules by Dr. Carrie Carter Scott. It helps me to do a self-assessment and an ongoing work in developing my inner self. I'm going to read the chapters of this book slowly so that you can think about them. Chapter 1, you will receive a body. Chapter 2, you will be presented with lessons. 3, there are no mistakes, only lessons. 4, lessons are repeated until learned. 5, learning doesn't end. 6, there is not better than here. 7, others are only a mirror of yourself. 8, what you make of your life is up to you. 9, all of your answers are inside of you. And 10, you will forget this at birth. I want to briefly look at chapter 1. You will receive a body. People love to play games, whether it be NFL with the Super Bowl, the NBA, Las Vegas, or even just lotto tickets. In a very real sense, life is a game, and we need to build our toolbox so that we can win at the game of life. Hate it, love it, you will only get one body. Whether you hate it or love it, you only get one. People spend too much time looking at other people's bodies and too little time appreciating their own. On the airplane, they instruct us in case of an emergency to place the vest and the air mask on yourself before assisting others. In life, you must take care of yourself before you can care for others. I should have got an amen on that.
Hallelujah, brother.
Financially, you should always pay yourself first. We call this a savings account. Accepting who you are is accepting that you're the most important person in your life can be hard to do. Accepting your body starts with an assessment. If you're short, you're never going to be tall. Some of us struggle with our weight, but we can still be happy just the way we are. We are then big and beautiful, pleasantly plump. Yesterday, on my way home from the Raven Boys meeting, I'm driving up Willow Creek Road, and there was a bumper sticker on the car in front of me, and it says, "I love my chubby hubby." In 2007, Christian Serrano burst onto the fashion scene by winning a TV show. His fame has grown since then with clients like Michelle Obama, who is extremely tall for a woman. He creates designs and dresses for everyone. Christian's motto about high fashion is anybody with any kind of body can wear these dresses. But if you want to be blonde and have blue eyes, we can do that. If your joints don't work like they used to, they can be replaced. Change the things that you can, but love yourself. In the faith development classes, we ask the children to repeat a little point. It says that we are yous with an open mind, a loving heart, and giving hands. Open mind to appreciate the skills of others while developing our own skills. Open mind for me to know that there are many Blacks who play basketball but my body was better suited for wrestling. Open mind to learn new ways to solve new and old problems. Open mind to love my body just the way it is. Acceptance is the act of loving your bodies with a good attitude so that we can be effective in our work of our lives. Acceptance of our bodies allows us to take risks and to stop imposing judgment on ourselves, to have no fear of embarrassment or looking foolish. If looking foolish could increase the number of children in the faith development program, I'll do that. If handing out Granite Peak business cards is embarrassing, I'll do that. Just do it. What do you do with your body and your talents? Do you honor your body by keeping it clean? Treat it well by an annual doctor's visit? Respect it by eating healthy foods and limiting your spirits, the spirits that you drink? As a child, I learned respect from my mother and her rules. In the book, it's called Mama Said. Mama said, before you talk, think about what you're going to say. Mama said, you're no better than others, and they're no better than you. Mama said, if you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all. And often she would just hum a hymn. Mama said, don't let anybody steal your joy. Mama said, treat others the way you want to be treated. Mama said, do it today. Tomorrow is not promised. The most important one, Mama said, life isn't easy. Get used to it. Helen Keller said, life is a succession of lessons which must be lived to understand. If we really love, approve, and accept ourselves exactly as we are, then everything else is easy, or winners make it look easy. Winners can walk on water because they know where the rocks are. When I was coaching at North High, they didn't have a winner's mindset. It took me 2 or 3 years to change that mindset. And as we started to win, we became known as the danger in the desert. The East Valley kids who had been wrestling since they were 5 or 6, if they did not pin us by the 3rd period, then we could still beat them. Winners know when to follow. Winners know how to ask for help. We are all winners. We are all winners. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert. It's a lot of things to think about and things to remember. In this time in our history, we seem to mourn another incomprehensible mass shooting before we finish mourning the previous one. Churches, schools, grocery stores, theaters, concerts, parades, and street corners are at risk. While our hearts ache and souls cry out in pain, we need to not live in fear. We need to act. This is not a time for a casual faith, but one that sets in motion the seeds of change. What will you do? So that is the first stone we will place today in joys for our joys and concerns. This is our puff tradition. We take a stone from a dry bowl, in this case, the basket, and we place it in the water. The water carrying the ripples of our joy, sorrow, or concern with it into our congregations and in the community at large. I invite you, if you're on Zoom, to put in the chat box just a single word, joy, sorrow, or concern, so that we may be with you. And here in the room, just come up, take a stone, and drop it in the water. There's no need to share your joy or concern if you're not ready to. And we would like to keep it brief if you do want to share a joy or a concern. I will start while people are coming up to get ready with some passings that we've had in this last week. In the Puff congregation, June Ruth passed away a few days ago. She is a stalwart within our Puff community and the UU community in Prescott. There is another passing. Karen Hagberg's brother passed away Friday morning. She was with him at his side. And Kelsey's 107-year-old friend, Anna, passed away this morning. And I will place two final stones, one for anyone here who is not ready to share their joy, sorrow, or concern at this time, and a final stone for anyone who may not have a community in which to share their joys, sorrows, and concerns, with the hope that they will find them.
That was lovely. Thank you for sharing that Puff tradition. We just might steal it. It's very,
There's plenty of room for all you.
I love it. Well, this morning we gather for a joint offering, sharing in your generosity. In addition to this morning's offering, Granite Peak has a monthly Seeds of Support program. This month's recipient is CCJ, or the Coalition for compassion and justice. You may give to CCJ by writing a check to Granite Peak and writing SOS in the memo line. There is an insert in your order of service on the back side of Robert's announcement. It gives you the website if you would like to go online and donate to Seeds of Support. Excuse me. And now we will hear offertory music.
Yeah. It was beautiful. Robert, thank you. What an incredible message. Wasn't that wonderful? So yummy. I'm a performer, so I want to say, let's give him another round. But I guess you don't do that really here. I was going to do a different song, but I thought after I heard Robert start with, "We Are All Stars," I had to play this song. I just wrote this song with a client of mine. We're making her life into a musical. She's a special needs woman who has a lot to give, and this song is one of them. When you know what's right, when you know what's fair, you see the light when you really care, when it hurts your heart to see someone else crying. Well, then you gotta stand up, young or old, use your voice and just be bold, make the world a little better place, just keep on trying. 'Cause it's all about stars, little gold stars. No matter if you can or can't, no matter if you're big or small, no matter if you're this or that, no matter at all, when you know who you are, you shine like a star. And when the sun goes down and the light gets dark, we look to the heavens for a little spark. Make a wish come true. And the light that's shining, 'cause you know you're a star, so am I. We can open our hearts, shine so bright to make the world a little better place. Just keep on trying, 'cause it's all about stars, little gold stars. No matter if you can or can't, no matter if you're big or small, no matter if you're this or that, no matter at all, when you know who you are, you shine like a star. Yeah, know who you are, you shine like a star.
We acknowledge the generation of spirit expressed through these offerings. What is given in love is received with gratitude. Blessed be.
Our meditation words today are from the late Reverend Rick Maston. I want you to relax, close your eyes if you wish, and listen to these words. Yes, yes, let it be a dance. Let it be a dance, because we dance to dance, not to go anywhere. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance, because within the dance, we move easily within the paradox, knowing that with every step forward, we must take a step backwards, and anything else would have us marching away from the music. Let it be a dance. Let it be a dance. Amen.
So Robert and I are sharing the closing words, an adaptation from Born to Win. Winners are different potentials. Achievement is not the most important thing. Authenticity is. The authentic person experiences self-reality by knowing, being, and becoming a credible, responsive person. Authentic people actualize their own unprecedented uniqueness and appreciate the uniqueness of others.
Winners do not dedicate their lives to a concept of what they might imagine they should be. Rather, they are themselves, and as such, do not use their energy putting on a performance, maintaining a pretense, and manipulating others. Winners do not project images that please, provoke, or entice others.
Winners are aware that there is a difference between being loving and acting loving, between being stupid and acting stupid, between being knowledgeable and acting knowledgeable.
Winners can listen to others and evaluate what they say, but come to their own conclusions. We are all winners. We can respect each other for our individual skills and realize our own skills. Our timing is right, and we can respond to any situation.
Based on worth,
Based on worth,
well-being,
well-being, and the dignity of the people involved. Yes, we can change the world. Together, we can change the world. Old eyes, I gotta have it closer.
And now we will extinguish our chalice. And these are not familiar words to anybody, but parts of them are. So if you would please join me. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. Love is the doctrine of our faith. The quest for truth, its sacrament, and service is its prayer. Let us covenant together to dwell in peace, seek knowledge and freedom, and serve others in community, carrying love in our hearts until we are together again.
Doo-doo. Now I got to sing quietly. This is a song about how life is a dance. Let it be a dance. My daughter and I just wrote it together. Oh, I have grown fat on the fruits of your pleasure, and I have grown fat on the fruits of your vine, and I would lay down all my fancies and feathers if you would lay down with me by your side. For the lark cries for joy at the glad days arising, and the morning dove weeps for what's lost and gone. And I would cast off all these dark thoughts that blind me and be the clear flute for the breath of your song. La da da di da di da. Da di da di da di da di da. Da di da di da. Da di da di da da. And it's when I was lost, you came to find me, and when I was found, your heart brought me home. And I don't know why I cannot stand beside me when your sweet music plays. I do not dance alone. You can join in this part. It just goes die-dee-die, okay? Da-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da. Da-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da. Da-dee-da-dee-da. Da-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da. 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 Da-dee-da-dee-da. Da-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da.
Yes, very good.
I love you, Peter.